guys used great chords. This is, of course, America, Tin Man, Dewey Bunnell's tune from their album Holiday, 1974, fourth album, I think. And it features something they used in a lot of songs, major seventh chords and minor ninth chords and some kind of unusual things. Not many chords though, chords with unusual bass notes. So there's only about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chords in the whole song. So we're going to take a look, but what's fun about it and makes it really interesting is the strumming and some unusual chord shapes that you may not have played in many of the other songs by similar artists. Neil Young, those guys, Bob Seger. Anyway, so we're going to talk about major seventh chords and a couple different ways of playing them, and then we're going to especially spend a lot of time talking about the strumming. Very syncopated, with muted notes in there sometimes with chords are ringing, other times they're not. So first thing I'll do is play through it in the next segment, and then we'll talk about the chords. We're going to have some theory on these chords too. So coming up, a lesson on Tin Man. The first thing I want to talk about is standard major seventh chords, a couple different ways of playing them. Now a major seventh chord, I want to talk about an A chord first. A, of course, is played this way, notes on the second fret of the third, fourth, and second, third, and fourth strings. And we make an A major 7 by adding G sharp, the seventh note of the major scale. So A major 7 is played by adding a G sharp at the first fret. So there's our standard shape for A major 7, and I'm playing 5 strings down here. Now what we also then use this commonly as a bar chord. So we could play a B major 7 by putting a bar at the second fret and then playing that same shape. If I take it up to the third fret, it's C major 7. That's going to be the second chord in our main in the verse of Tin Man. But we're going to play it short. We're not going to play it with a full bar, but you could. Now, so you saw me play this a minute in the last segment, and I was playing it as just a 4-string chord. So my first finger was only playing the first string rather than having a bar across the whole fret. So what we're calling C major 7 in this song is not really C major 7 because I don't have a C in this chord, but I'm relying on the bass player for that. So that's the way we're going to play our C major 7. Third fret G, fifth fret E, fourth fret B, and the fifth fret for a G right there. Now this is again out of the A family of bar chords. Now in the E family, there are a couple different ways to play an E major 7, and the common way we'd play it for a bar would be we need to add a D sharp. We'd get that on the 4th string. It would be back here. So if I was going to play E major 7 in a song, it would be this fingering. G sharp here, D sharp here, and then a B on the 5th string. Now if I make a bar out of that, like now I'm going to go to F major 7, let's say, and I could play it that same way, except I'd have to rearrange my fingers. My third finger would come to the A, my second finger would go to the E, making it the major 7, and my fourth finger would go to the C. So this is one of the ways of playing the E major 7, using the E major 7 bass for a major 7 chord up the neck. However, there's another really useful way. If I think about the small F chord, if I only play the top 4 strings and a mini bar here at the first fret, I've got an F, an A, a C, and another F. Well, the note I needed to add to an E chord was D sharp. That's the only place, only other place I could get a D sharp is up here. That's kind of a problem with E major 7, getting a high D sharp. But as soon as I get to F, the note I need to add to an F chord to make it major 7 is E. Well, in the full barred version we got it down here. But in this version I have an open E available, so I can now just shorten this chord to F, A, C, and leave the first string open. Now you've seen this chord probably in My, Hey, Hey. We use this small F major 7. But what we haven't done I don't think I've done this in any songs yet, is use this shape further up the neck, but keeping it as a major 7 shape. And the way we'd have to do that is use all 4 fingers. So if I move this up here let's say I want to play F sharp major 7, well, I've moved up 3 of the 4 notes, but I haven't moved up the note on the first string. So it would have to get played here. Now I'd have to use my other 3 fingers. Oh, of course we do have this in a song. Color My World has this chord shape in it. But this is now another way of playing a major 7 out of the E family where you're only playing the top 4 strings. Tin Man is played at about 86 beats a minute, with quarter notes going at 86. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But we have to be strumming double time. We have to be strumming, doing strokes at the speed of 16ths. So in order for that to happen, I get my 86 beats about in my head. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now every beat and has to be a down. So I have to get going twice as fast. Here's what I'm doing. I have to be, instead of thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and, I have to be thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. This gives me the ability, or it lets me play 16th notes by throwing in the other 2 and, or the ups in between these. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a. That's what's going to be going on then with the right hand. So in every measure, we have to account for 16 strokes. 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E.